Hello friends, welcome to episode 133, Thinking Differently with Kathy Rhodes. That's me, I'm Kathy. Today we're going to think differently about stuff and space. So here's where I'm going with this. Just because we have the space doesn't mean we need to fill it. This is the revelation that my husband and I have been having. We aren't exactly what I would call hoarders. However, we've definitely accumulated stuff through the years. So we have declared 2023 the year to purge. There's just nothing more beautiful than a lack of clutter. I mean, wouldn't you agree when you walk into a space or you see pictures online and it's just a clean space or very intentional and purposeful for what's in the space? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so Mayo Clinic, their physicians have actually published articles that defines how clutter increases our anxiety and it makes us hard to focus. I mean, I can totally attest to that. I have 2 offices. My husband has an issue with that because he only has one. One of my offices is more like the family office where there's bookwork and finances and binders of just family stuff. And a lot of other stuff too. That's exactly what that office is. It's stuff filled. And then I have my studio, and the studio is clean. It's got my cameras, my lights, a standing desk. That's it. So what I bring into this studio every day to work on is the clutter I bring with me, but I'm very strategic. I only bring one project at a time because when I sit at my desk in my other office, it's really hard to focus when I see 50 other tasks that I need to do. So I agree with the physicians that, clutter makes it really hard to focus. Clutter is stressful. Have you ever cleaned a room and walked in later after it was dusted and vacuumed and redecorated, and you just paused to enjoy the view? Yeah, I can't help but smile when I see that beautiful sight. Well, I rarely smile when I enter my office and see that cluttered desk. Less clutter is better for our health. Less clutter is also more profitable for our pocketbook if you adopt a mindset shift and a purging system. Purging can be a very intentional activity. However, it also needs to be a daily instantaneous habit. By creating a reducing mindset, you're going to save money by not buying those impulse items or paying for more storage space. And you can also earn money by selling what you no longer need. Purging is defined as the act of removing things from your space that you no longer want, use, or need. These things might be clothing, it might be toys, household items like kitchen tools. I've been doing that lately. Decorations, all these items are things that I want and need for a time. Then they're no longer needed, or just my system or my tastes have changed, right? Well, intentional purging is dedicating a time of cleaning out space that's become overly cluttered. Like dedicating a time to clean the closet or the garage or the basement or the kitchen. Okay? When my kids were in grade school, I would intentionally take off of work the first 3 days of every school year. I'd spend these vacation days deep cleaning and purging each child's room. Each child had their own day in my calendar. I would find crazy things. I mean, some things were like, why couldn't these get into the trash can? Little scraps of paper, candy wrappers. The whole process was therapeutic for me because then at the end of the day, I could stand in their doorway and see a nicely organized, clean room. And to be honest, the kids never really missed anything that I discarded. One year though, I found $200 stuffed in graduation cards. You would think that would be motivating to keep their rooms clean, but anyway, they can keep their own rooms clean in their own homes now. Okay, so that's intentional purging. Then there's instantaneous purging, and that is removing an unwanted item when you see it. For example, the other day I was sitting in my office doing some work and I needed to think, so I sat back in my chair and I looked up toward the ceiling and saw the top shelf above my desk. On this top shelf is a really cute Mickey Mouse clock. Well, we bought this clock as a souvenir years ago on a family vacation. And I used to be much more into Disney decor than what I am today. So it doesn't match my decor any longer. And to be honest, it hasn't had batteries in it for years. So I'm not using it like a clock. So I stood up, I removed it from the shelf, and now I'm going to add it to the purge space in my basement. Well, on my way downstairs to the basement, I walked past my bathroom and I saw a beautiful hand-painted birdhouse. So I grabbed it because this decoration is my son's. It was given to him when he was really young. He was super obsessed with birds when he was young. Well, now he owns his own home, so there's no need for me to store his gifts anymore, right? Spoiler alert, Jordan. I am also adding this item to the purge space in the basement. Well, my purge space is a part of my purging system. This system keeps these common purge items. It keeps my common living area clutter-free. So I don't have everything laying around the house. I put it all in one place. And here's what my total system looks like. Number one, when I intentionally or instantaneously choose something to purge, it's added to my purge space. And really what that is it's a countertop in my basement. So then number two, about once a month, or when that counter is overflowing with stuff, a decision is made about each item. I ask the questions, who can I give this to, or donate it to, or sell it to? So after I sort through everything, I have 3 piles in the end. And number 3 then is I need to do something with each pile. I load up all the give and donate items into my vehicle and I deliver these goodies to a new home or to Goodwill. And then number 3 or 4, I also take pictures of everything in the sell pile and I post them on social media. The trick to this is when I go downstairs to work my purge system, I do it all in one shot. I'm not going to create piles that are going to sit for another 3 months, or I'm not going to take this and put it in my car and just leave it alone, or I'm not going to create a sell pile and not do anything right away to get rid of it. I take care of it right away. That's part of the system, and the system really works great for me, and it works great for items that I'm no longer emotionally attached to. You know, the Mickey Mouse clock, I'm no longer emotionally attached to. However, I was challenged to follow that system when I found an entire bin full of adorable art projects that my kids made in grade school. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. This is like antique. And in another bin, I found photo albums full of printed photos from my high school days. Now, I enjoy reminiscing through the pictures about once a decade. So I don't want to discard them, but clutter costs money to store. Well, this is when my creative brain kicked in, because the current purge system that I have for the non-emotionally attached items, it's not going to work here. So we got to tweak it a little bit. So for those art creations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of each project before I discard the project. And as for the printed photos, I'm going to kind of pick through them and pick the best pictures and then scan them. And then I will create an organized book using an online program like Snapfish or Shutterfly, right? I don't even really have to print the book. I could just save it in my account or save it onto my computer, save the pictures onto my computer. But I do kind of like to print them too. So this new creation, this new system, it's going to help me clean out 2 storage bins and replace them with like a 1/2-inch photo book. Hello, talk about efficient and clutter-free. And by the way, these storage bins, they're kind of costly these days. I would love to have two storage bins to pack something, I don't know, decorations in, something that I'll purge in my future. You know, purging isn't always easy, but it feels so good when a decision is made. So my encouragement to you is make this process easier on yourself by creating a daily mindset and habit shift. Rather than a once-a-year activity or once-a-decade activity, create a different mindset shift and a habit shift in your daily life. Create a system that works for you. Take my system, start with that, steal that system, and then tweak it to work for you. And then for the next week, find 1 item every day to purge. That's it, just 1 item every day. that is a total win. That will be glorious. You know what? You are on your way to more clarity, less anxiety, and a peaceful space. Can't you just close your eyes and see it and feel it? Oh, isn't that beautiful? All right. Good luck. Good luck in your system. Good luck in whatever this looks like for you. But always look forward to that peaceful space that you are creating in your home. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.